Hi, today we're gonna make sourdough. Now, my version of sourdough is homestead version. It's gonna have, a good texture. It's gonna have good taste. It's not gonna be these really decorative, super ornate, and what they call an open crumb with the lacy interior. It's just gonna be nice bread. Okay, first we have to get our starter out of the fridge. Now, this is Ethel, and I named her Ethel because there's actually a layer of ethyl alcohol on the top, and so you can discard that if you want, but she's been in there for, a few weeks. So when she's in the fridge, she's dormant. Now we need to wake her up today, and we're gonna make what's called a leaven. A leaven is basically some flour, some water, and a little bit of ethyl. I'm just gonna let it sit at the countertop all day at room temperature, and then we'll actually make the bread tomorrow. Okay, you want to do this by weight. So this is a kitchen scale measuring in grams, and we want 25 grams of the mother. Okay, so there's 25 grams of the mother. Now we're going to do 100 grams of flour and 100 grams of water, just regular tap water. The house is about 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm just going to let this sit all day. Okay, this has been sitting all day with the lid on, loosely. You see the little gas bubbles? So that means that she is awake, and I'm actually going to leave her on the countertop overnight. Okay, this is day 2. It's been sitting out overnight. Look at how much more bubbly she is. All right, this is our leaven, and so the leaven is going to go, look at the texture. Okay, so leaven's going to go into a big pan, big bowl, and then we're going to bulk ferment. That means all of the flour and a little salt and some water. We're going to bulk ferment all day, and that'll make our loaf. All right, we're going to do 400 grams of bread flour. Now try to get bread flour, but you can use all-purpose. Bread flour has a little more gluten, and so it's going to be a little higher protein, a little better texture. Okay, 400, add that to the leaven. And 50 grams of whole wheat flour. And this doesn't have to be super precise. I'm just measuring it for y'all to see. Okay, 51, that'll be okay. And 10 grams of salt. And this is non-iodized, like canning salt. Okay. All right, now for the trickiest part, how much water to add. So I'm going to use the same dish the leaven was in, and I've got some water. Now, roughly, I'm going to start with about 230 grams. And by using this container, I'm kind of salvaging every little bit of that mother, the leaven. So, all right, 238, that's fine. Now, obviously, this is going to get mixed in, and I'm keeping just a little bit separate. Okay, let me just start working this together with a spatula. It's going to be very loose. Okay, I'm going to add the rest of the water. Scrape a bit of leaven out. Okay, this is the hardest part to explain to people, how much water to add, because it differs every batch. I've been working this a little bit, and it's what I call shaggy, so I'm going to add just a little more water. This is why those measurements don't really matter. What really matters is when the dough comes together to just the right texture. Now it's going to be sticky at first, but you don't want it shaggy. So eventually this is going to want to stick to itself. What's happening is all of the dough is hydrating, so the water is going to be taken up. Do you see how it's starting to stick to itself more than to the pot? Or sticking to itself more than the bowl. All right, I'm just gonna keep working this for a little while and I'll be right back. Now, one of the things I've been doing lately is, instead of me spending the time kneading the dough, I've got this old bread machine and I'm just gonna put it on dough setting. If you've got a KitchenAid mixer, you could use that. Just every time you come by throughout the day, give it a little whirl. Now I'm gonna select dough, and all it's gonna do is knead it and let it rest under a little warmth, and I'll come back in an hour and a half, show you what it looks like. Okay, it has been kneaded, but not baked, obviously. And now I'm going to dump it onto a floured surface and then put it in a mold called a banneton. There we go. Notice that it's still pretty sticky. There we go. So my attitude is I want the interior to stay wet and I want the exterior to dry out, and that will create big air spaces in the liquid interior. And then when you bake it, those air spaces will be nice holes where it's leavened and fluffy. Okay, so now, see, definitely sticky. Here is the banneton. Okay, and between the linen and the wicker, this will actually help pull moisture from the exterior. So all I want to do is make sure that the outer surface is floured. And notice I'm not doing any of the stretching and pulling that people spend so much time doing. You're gonna love this. There, now that it's floured, there it is. And now I'm gonna cover this with another piece of linen and let it rise, or what's called bulk ferment, all day long at room temperature. Okay, this is the third day, and it's been in the fridge overnight. And at this point, we're gonna bake it. There it is. Okay. And to let the steam escape, I'm just going to make a really simple. Now it'll deflate. This is going to deflate right now. It's going to deflate. And I've got the oven warming up to 450. Now you can make this as fancy as you want. This is again just to control which way the steam escapes. All right, but you see it's already deflating, so I want to get her in the oven. Try that for about 15 or 18 minutes. All right, after 15 minutes, oh look, it's risen. After 15 minutes, just rotate it, make sure it gets evenly baked, and then do about another 15. Okay, I think she's done. Now, I've had the broiler on for the last 4 minutes, just to brown the top. If you want the top even browner, you can go ahead and broil it for longer. Let's just slide this out. Go. And let it cool. All right, at long last, let's cut into it and see what it's like. Nice crust. Soft on the inside. Gonna be chewy. And there we have it. So, got some nice air pockets. This is nice and light. Let me cut a piece, give it a taste. All right. Sour. Very soft on the inside. Nice chewy crust. And there's no butter or anything on this. It's delicious.